Now, many of you know that yesterday we saw Nio and ONVO rolling off their first model from the production line, which is something that was an interesting thing to see. Now, the biggest questions that is on investors' minds, or those that are investing onto the Nio stock, is if whether ONVO will do very well in sales. I mean, our intentions, or what we hope to see, is to see, of course, ONVO doing really well in terms of sales and bringing some huge boost into, of course, Nio sales, or Nio main brand sales, which on average the main brand is selling around 20,000 on a month to month. Now, you know that this ONVO L60 is a direct competitor to the Tesla Model Y. I mean, interior, these cars don't have much difference, because I seen on the screen, you notice that there was a poll happening in the streets of social media where people were asked to choose if whether they like the Model Y or the ONVO, which we saw, of course, ONVO L60 having around 1.1 likes or 1.1 interests over Tesla Model Y, which had 668 likes. But like I'm saying, the interior, it looks similar, because you will notice that on the left hand side is the ONVO L60, whilst on the right hand side is the Tesla Model Y. Now, this, I suppose, it's something that it's positive from ONVO as compared to Tesla Model Y. I know in terms of popularity, Model Y is more popular in China, because they've been selling, Tesla has been selling that car for quite some time. But it appears that if we are to put the same popularity that Tesla Model Y has to ONVO, we might see ONVO surpassing Tesla Model Y in terms of sales, right? But we know that that is not going to happen maybe anytime soon, but it might be something that happens in the future, right? Because Tesla Model Y, like I said, is more popular in China as we speak. And on the other side, ONVO L60, though we know it, I don't think it's a lot of people that know this new model, or these new sub-brands that Nio just launched. I mean, as it stands, not all people in China know about Nio, and Nio has been in the game for quite some time. So you can imagine the kind of popularity that ONVO will be having. And yes, the good thing is that with ONVO, it is much cheaper, meaning that even with Nio's popularity don't usually turn into sales with Nio, because they are quite pricey. Whereas in ONVO, popularity, most of the popularity will result in sales, because price wise, we know that this car, it's quite cheap. I mean, again, comparing Tesla Model Y to ONVO L60. ONVO with a battery, price wise, we know that from the first launch, ONVO announced that it will start at 219,000 RMB, or $30,000. Whereas when you go to the Tesla Model Y, we know that it starts around 263,000 RMB, or $36,000, which shows you that though these cars are similar, ONVO is much cheaper than the Tesla Model Y. For ONVO, it's a car with a battery. Once buzz comes in, it's going to be worse. The price is going to be so ridiculously cheap, which is something that will make even more sales to come to ONVO than to the Model Y. So as time goes by, we are going to start seeing ONVO doing pretty well, pretty good, because tech-wise, we know they're spot on. I mean, on the video I did yesterday, we were discussing about the technology, or some of the technology that you find on this ONVO car, which is just out of this world. And I have no doubt that they will do very, very well. So I'm impressed, I'm happy, and I look forward to the second launch. Right now we look forward to the second launch, which is expected to come late September. We have not received an official communication yet confirming the exact date, but right now the 21st of September is just rumors. We are still yet to get the official communication from either Nio or ONVO, which we look forward to. So I'm happy, I'm excited, and the good thing is that ONVO will be sharing some of the services with Nio. They'll be sharing battery swapping stations, they'll be sharing, of course, chargers and after sales services, like the service centers that the Nio users are taking their cars at. So they will be sharing some of the infrastructure, but of course there might be some services which will just be for the Nio brand or the Nio model only, which of course it will separate. That's why we'll see a separation between Nio and ONVO. But as it stands, most or some of the important services with ONVO will be sharing with Nio, which I suppose it will attract more people to come to buy this car, because you will know that Nio services are just so incredible, and therefore they will attract consumers to always come back and want to buy the car. I mean, battery swapping station, it is another infrastructure that ONVO will be sharing with Nio. We know that by the end of this year, ONVO will be having total battery swapping stations of around 1,000. Not necessarily meaning that Nio will deploy new separate battery swapping station dedicated for ONVO, but they will try to configure their old battery swapping stations to also be able to cater for the ONVO sub-brand. We have seen already they've started converting or configuring their third generation battery swapping station to also cater for ONVO, which is something that we're going to see going forward, and plus when they are deploying their fourth generation battery swapping station. So I'm excited, I'm happy, and I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. The future looks bright. I mean, the polls that we saw today, once again, when I saw this, it might not be nothing, but this tells me the kind of popularity that ONVO is gaining in the markets or in the streets of social media. I mean, it is for this reason that a lot of people are voting for it over the Tesla Model Y, which is good because it shows us the kind of sales that we might be getting from ONVO when they start selling. And yes, I will say it again, popularity wise, ONVO is still not as popular as, of course, Model Y, but in the long term, I think we will get to see ONVO being well known in China, selling, and it will be selling in masses, because this car is not only cheap, but technology it's quite strong with and it also got the beauties which will support or give support to those that, of course, before they check anything on the car, they are checking for the beauty. So this car got the good looks, right? And I have no doubt that it will do very well when they start selling. Otherwise, with all that, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think. Are you happy? I think I'm happy, and I look forward to the commencement or the date when where Nio and ONVO, or where ONVO will start selling or delivering this car to those that place their orders or to their customers, which will be so great to see. Otherwise, with all that, do your own DD before you buy Nio for the very first time. This stock can be quite volatile, and therefore it requires you to have done some due diligence so that at least you don't get to panic sell. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.